please silence all of your cell phones really quickly. I think that's about it. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show. Oh, yeah. Sing along.
As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will but poor 1,000 crowns. And as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessing to breed me well. Oh, there begins my sadness. Oh, my brother Jaques he keeps at school, and report speaks goldenly of his profit. For my part, he keeps me rustically at home. Or to speak more properly, stays me here at home unkept. For call me that keeping, for a gentleman of my birth, that differs not from the stalling of an ox. For his horses are bred better, but besides that they are fair with their feeding, they are taught their manage, and to that end But I, his brother, gain nothing under him but growth, for the which his animals on his dunghills are as much bound to him as I. Oh, besides this, nothing he so plentifully gives me, the something that nature gave me, his countenance seems to take from me. He lets me feed with his hinds, bars me the place of a brother, and as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me. And the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it. Though yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it. Now, what, Adam? Thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Oh, well, what make you here then?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
Oh, well, what are you then, sir?
Nay, sir. I am helping you to mar that which God made. A poor, unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Oh, marry, sir, be a better employed to be naught a while.
Shall I keep your hogs and eat husks with them? What prodigal portion have I spent that I should come to such penury?
Know you where you stand, sir?
Oh, sir, very well. Here in your orchard.
And know you before whom, sir?
I, better than him I am before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in a gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. For the courtesy of nations allows you my better in that you are the firstborn. But that same tradition takes not only my blood, were there 20 brothers betwixt us. I have as much of my father in me as you, albeit I confess your coming before me is nearer to his preference.
What boy?
Come out, brother! You are too young for this!
Oh, let me go, I say, villain!
I am no villain! I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father, and is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. But thou not my brother. I would not take this hand from thy throat, till this other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
We must be patient, for your father's remembrance be as it poured. Oh, let me go, I said!
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You have trained me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding from me all gentlemanlike qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament. With that, I will go and buy my fortunes.
And what will that do? Beg when that is spent? Or so get you in? I will no longer be troubled with you. Here. You shall have some part of your will. And pray you read me.
I will no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get you in it too, you old dog. You shall come to my reward. Truth, I have lost my teeth in your service. Got me with my old master. He would not have spoke such a word. Even so, begin you to grow upon me. Or sir, I will visit your rightness and yet give you no 1,000 crowns neither. Holla, Dennis!
Calls, your worship!
Is not Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here at the door and will choose access to you.
Call him in. 'Twill be a good way, and tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morning, your worship.
Ah, good, Monsieur Charles. What is the new news at the new court?
There's no news, of course, sir, except the old news, and that is the old Duke, banished by his younger brother, the new Duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have placed themselves in voluntary exile with him. whose lands and entitlements enriched the new Duke, therefore, you'll leave to wonder.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Ah, no. The Duke's daughter, her cousin loves her so, being ever from the cradle bred together, that she would have either followed her into exile or died to stay behind her. So, she remained at court no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter. And never two ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he's in the forest of Arnhem with many a merry men with him, like the old Robin Hood of England. They say every day young gentlemen flock to him and they flee the time carelessly as they did in the golden years.
But what you wrestle before the new Duke tomorrow?
Marry, I do so. And I came to acquit you of a matter. I do, sir, see, to understand that your young brother had a disposition coming tomorrow against me to try and fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit. He escapes me and has some broken limb, shall acquit him well. Your brother has been young and tender, and for your love I will be both as foil as I must should you come in tomorrow. Therefore, I came to acquit you of all so that you might either stay in for his indefinite or brook such a disgrace that he might run into that it'll be a thing of his own search together against my will.
Charles, I thank thee that I love thee, which thou shalt find thy will most kindly require. I had myself some notice of my brother's purpose herein, and had by underhand means laboured to dissuade him from it, but he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore, use thy discretion. I had as lief thou would break his neck as his finger. Thou wert best to look to it. For if thou dost him some slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself of thee, he will practice against thee with poison, ensnare thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he has ta'en thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, and almost with tears do I speak it, there is not one so young, so villain as this day living, and I speak but brotherly of him. But were I to anathemize him to be as he is, well, I must blush and weep, and I must look pale and wonder.
I'm hardly glad I came to worship. If you come in tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If he ever walk alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize more. God keep you, worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now will I stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him for my soul, and I know not why, hates nothing more than he. Yet he's gentle, never schooled and yet learned, full of noble devices, all sorts enchantingly beloved, and indeed so much in the heart of the world, especially my own people who best know him, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the void within. Which now I'll go back.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my cousin, be merry!
Dear Celia, I show more learned than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were merrier? Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle the Duke, my
two women.
'Tis true, for those two mates there, well, she scarce makes honest. And those two mates honest, well, she makes very ill-faithedly.
And nay, now thou goest from fortune's honours to nature. Fortune reigns in gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No, where nature hath made a fair creature, may she not by fortune fall into the fire? Though nature hath given us wits to flout with fortune, hath not fortune sent him this fool to cut off the argument? How now, which with a wonder you
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
will you make the messenger?
No, by my honour. But I was bidden to come with you.
Where learned you that oath?
Of a certain knight that swore by his honour they were good pancakes, and swore by his honour that the mustard was naught. Now, I will stand to it that the pancakes were naught and the mustard was good, but yet was not the knight forsworn.
How prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge?
Aye, marry now, unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand your good thought now.
Stroke your chins, swear by your beards.
That I'm dead.
By our beards, if we have them, thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, then I were. But you swear by that that is not, you're not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honour, for he never had any. Or if he had, he'd sworn it away before ever he saw those pancakes or that mustard.
Prithee, who is it thou means?
I Lord Frederick, your father loves.
My father's love is enough to honour him. Enough. Speak no more of him. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
Thou not that fools may not speak wisely, but wise speaking foolishly.
By my troth, thou sayest true, for since the little wit that fools have was silence, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Here comes that little beau,
With her mouthful of news.
which she will put on us pigeons be they are.
Then shall we be news cracked.
All the better we shall be more laughable. Bonjour, Madame la Beau. What's the news?
Well, princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport? Of what colour?
What colour, madame? How shall I answer you? As wit and fortune will.
I have some destinies to create.
You amaze me, ladies. I would have taught you of good wrestling, which you have lost the sight of.
Yes, tell us the manner of the wrestling.
I will tell you at the beginning, and if it pleases your ladyships, you may yet see the end. For the best is yet to do, and here where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning, that is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his three sons,
I can match the beginning with an old tale.
three proper young men of excellent drop and presence, with bills on their necks, be it known unto all men by these presents. The eldest rhetoric child, the nurse wrestler, which Charles in a moment threw him and broke three other tricks. But there was very little hope of life in him. So he stabbed the second, and so fell. Yonder they lie, the poor old man, their father, taking such pitiful toll over them that all the beholders take his part with it, alas.
But what is the sport, madame, that these ladies have lost?
Why, does that speak of?
Thus then they grow wiser every day. 'Tis the very first time I have ever heard that the breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee.
But is there any else longs to see this broken music in his side? Is there yet another dote upon rib breaking? Shall we sing this wrestling, cousin? You must, if you stay here. For here is the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
Oh, yonder sure they are coming. Let us now stay and think.
try and dissuade him, but he'll not be entreated. Speak to him later. See if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Madame Lebeau.
Do so, I'll not be by.
Monsieur, the challenger. The princess calls for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess, he is the general challenger. I come, but in as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentleman, your spirits are too bold for your years. You have seen cruel proof of this man's strength. If you saw yourself with your eyes or knew yourself with your judgment, the fear of your adventure would counsel you to a more equal enterprise. But we pray you for your own sake to embrace your own safety. Give over this attempt.
Do, young sir. Your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit to the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
But no, I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I do confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein if I be foiled, there is but one shamed that was never gracious, if killed, but one dead that is willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me, the world no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in the world I fill up a place which may be better supplied when I have made it.
The little strength I have, I would it were with you.
And mine to eat our hers.
Very well. Pray heaven I be deceived in you.
Your heart's desires be with you.
Come! Where is this young gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother?
Pray, sir, but his will happen is a more modest working. You shall try but one fall.
No, your grace, you shall not entreat into a second that have so mightily persuaded him from a first.
You mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before. Come your ways.
my father honourable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou should have pleased me better with this deed had thou descended from another house. But fare thee well, thou art a gallant youth. And wouldst thou have told me of another father?
Were I my father, cuz, would I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
My father loved Sir Roland as his soul, and all the world was on my father's mind. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have offered him tears unto entreaties, ere thus he should have ventured.
Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition speaks me at heart. Young sir, if you do keep your promises in love, but justly as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suits with fortune that could give more, but that her hand lacks speed. Shall we go, cuz?
Fare you well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not say I thank you? When my better parts are all thrown down, and that which here stands up is but a quintain, a mere lifeless block!
He called us back! My pride fell with my fortune. I'll see what he would. Sir! No, sir. You have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Shall we go?
Come with us! Fare you well!
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference. Oh, Orlando, thou art overthrown. Oh, Charles is something weaker masters thee.
Good sir, I do not let you counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you have deserved high commendation through applause and love. Yet such now is the Duke's condition, that he misconstrues all you have done. The Duke is humorous. What he is indeed more suits you to conceive than I to speak of.
I thank you, ma'am. And pray tell me this, which of the two was daughter of the Duke that here was at present?
Neither his daughter, if we judge by manners, but yet indeed the smaller is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, hereby detained by her usurping uncle, to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. And I can tell you that of late, the Duke hath tamed his pleasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument, but that the people praise her for her virtue, and pity her for a good father's sake. And on my life, his malice against the lady was suddenly fretful. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter in a better world than this, shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest much bound to you. Very well. Thus must I from the smoke unto the smother, from tyrant Duke unto a tyrant brother. But, heavenly Rosalind,
My cousin, Rosalind, oh Cupid have mercy, not a word.
Not one to throw at a dog.
No, thy words are too precious to be cast away upon curds. Throw some at me, come, lay me with reasons.
Why, then there were two cousins laid up, when the one should be laid with reasons and the other mad without any.
But is all this for your father?
Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Oh, doesn't therefore shew that you should love his son dearly? Well, by this kind of chase, I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly. Oh, yet I hate not Orlando.
No, very patient not, who I say.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that. And do you love him because I do? Oh, here comes the Duke.
With his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your sacred hands and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, within these 10 days, if thou be seen so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I do beseech your grace, let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. If with myself I hold intelligence, or have acquaintance with mine own desires, if that I do not dream or be not frantic, and I do trust I am not, then, dear uncle, never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus, Lord Traitors, with their purgations insisting words, thou as innocent as grace itself, let it suffice me that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou the father's daughter, there's enough!
And so was I when your highness took his dukedom, so was I when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord. Or if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor. Then, good, my liege. Mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
Ay, Celia, mistake her for your sake, else had she with her father ranged along.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. If she be a traitor, why then so am I. We still have slept together, rose at an instant, learned, played, ate together, and wherever so we went, like Juno swans, still we were coupled and inseparable.
She is too subtle for thee. Her smoothness, her very silence and her patience speak to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool! She robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt show more bright and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom that I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You're a fool. You, cousin, provide yourself. If you had stand the time, upon my honor and in the greatness of my word, you die!
Oh, my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am.
I am more poor.
Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee, be cheerful. Knowest thou not that the Duke hath banished me, his daughter? He hath not, cousin. Rosalind lacks then the love that teacheth thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Let my father seek another heir. Therefore devise with me how we may fly, whither to go, what to take with us, and do not seek to take your griefs upon yourself, bear them all and leave me out. Oh, but now that the heaven pale, now that our sorrows pale, say what thou canst. I'll go along with thee.
Whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, maids as we are, to travel so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face, the like do you, and so shall we pass along
exile? Hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here, feel we not the penalty of Adam? The seasons different, as the icy fang and churlish chiding of the winter's wind, which, when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold, I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are counsellors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. And this, our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything.
I would not change it. Having your brains that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and sweet style.
Come, shall we go kill us venison? And yet it irks me, the poor dappled fools, being native burghers of this desert city, should in their own confines with forked heads have their round haunches gored.
Indeed, my lord. The melancholy Jacques grieves much of it, and in that time swears that you do more usurp than your brother who hath banished you. Indeed, today the Lady Ailings and I had to steal along behind him, lay along an old oak, and he pooped out along the brook, falls through his woods, to the place where a force quested stag, which from a hunter's aim had taken a herd and come to life. And indeed, my lord, the wretched creature heaved forth such groans that stretched his leathern coat almost bursting, and the big round tears coursed upon another, hitting chased out of innocent foes. Indeed, my lord, the hairy fool, much marked by the melancholy Jacques, would stand upon the extremest verge of the brook, tormenting with his tears.
But what said Jacques? Did he not moralize the spectacle?
Oh yes, it's 1,000 similes. First, for his weeping into the needless stream.
Poor dear, quoth he, thou makest a testament as worldlings do, giving thy summer more to that had which too much.
Then, being there alone, left and abandoned of his velvet friends,
'Tis right, quoth he, thus misery doth pass the flux of company.
thus he most effectively pierced it through the body of country, city, court, gay and this our lives, swearing that we are mere usurpers, tyrants, and what worse, to fright the animals and kill them off in their assigned and native dwelling place.
And did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord, weeping and commenting upon the sobbing deer.
Show me the place. I love to cope him in these sullen fits, for then he's full of matter.
I'll bring you to him straight.
Some villains of my court are of consent and sufferance in this. Can it be possible that no man saw them?
I cannot be out of any that did see her. The ladies and attendants of her chamber saw her bed, and in the morning early they found the bed untreasured of their mistress. My lord, the Royal clown whom so oft your grace was wont to laugh is also missing. His superior, the princess gentlewoman, confesses that she secretly overheard your daughter and her cousin much commendable parts and graces of the wrestler that did but lately foil the sin of Charles, and she believes wherever they are gone, that youth is surely in their company.
Send to his brother. Fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring the brother to me. I'll make him fight him. Do this suddenly, and let not search and inquisition quail to bring again these foolish runaways.
Who's that?
What? Young master? Oh, my gentle master. Oh, my sweet master. Oh, you men. Oh, so wrong. For one will make you here. My virtuous, why do people love you? And wherefore are you gentle, strong, and valiant? Why would you be so fond to overcome the bonny pride of the humorous Duke? Your praise is come too swiftly home before you, with no ill, gentle master. To some kind of men, their virtues are as enemies. no more are yours. Your virtues are sanctified and holy treasures to you. Oh, what a world it is, where what is comely envelops him that bears
Why, what's the matter?
what happy youth. You come not within these doors, within this roof, the enemy of all your graces lives.
Your brother.
No brother, yet the son, though I would not call him son, of him I was about to call your father, hath heard your praise, and this night means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it. And if he failed that, he had other means to bring you off. I overheard him in his practices. This is no place. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it, do not enter it.
Well, why, whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
What? Wouldst thou have me go and beg my food? Or with a base and boisterous sword enforce a thievish living on the common road? This I must do, or know not what to do. Yet this I will not do how I can. I rather will subject me to the malice of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
Do not so. I have 500 crowns. The thrifty hire that I did save under your father, which I restored to be my foster nurse in service in my old women's life's name, an unregarded agent in corners thrown. And he that doth the ravens feed, yea, providently caters to the sparrow, be comfort to my need. Here is all this I give to you. Let me be my servant, but though I'm poor, and I am strong and lusty, for in my youth I never did apply hot and rebellious figures in my mother, nor with unabashful courage move the legs of weakness and debility. Therefore my age is as a lusty winter, a frosty and kindly. Let me go with you, for I will do the service of a younger man in all your business and necessities.
Oh, good old man. How well in thee appears the constant service of the antique world, when service sweat for duty, not for meed. Thou art not for the fashion of these times, when none will sweat but for promotion, and having that did took their service up even with the having. It is not so with thee. But poor old man, thou prunest a rotten tree that cannot so much as a blossom yield in lieu of all thy pains and husbandry. But come your ways, we'll go along together, and ere we have thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some settled low content.
Master, go on before, and I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty. 17 years, till now almost 80, here live I. Now we hear no more. Ah, at 17, many their fortunes seek. But 80, it's too long away. Yet fortune cannot recompense me better than to die well, and not my master's debtor. Nothing I should bear, no cross if I did bear you, for I think you've got no money in your purse.
Well, this is the Forest of Arden.
Ah! Down in Arden, more full life! When I was at home, I was in a better place. But travellers must be content.
I think so, good touch though. Look who comes here, a young man and an old and solemn talk.
That is the way to make her scorn you still.
Oh, Corin, that thou knewest how to love her.
I'm parting this, for I've loved you now.
No, Corin, being old thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou wast as true a lover as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were like to mine, as sure I think did never man love so, how many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000 that I have forgotten.
Oh, thou didst then ever love so heartily. If thou rememberest not the slightest folly that love did ever make thee run into, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not sat as I do now, wearing thy ear in thy mistress' praise, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not broke from company abruptly, as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe! Phoebe! Phoebe!
Oh, alas, poor shepherd, searching of thy wound, I have by hard adventure found mine own.
And mine! I remember when I was in love, I broke my sword against a stone, bidding, take that, for coming tonight with James Smile. And I remember the kissing of the battler, and the cow's ducks, the pretty chopped hands and milk, and I remember the wooing of a pig's cod, instead of her, from which I took 2 pots. To begin it again, I said, with weeping tears, worthies for my sake. We are the true lovers, run the strange neighbours, but as all is mortal in nature, so all nature in love is mortal in folly.
Thou speaks wise than thou art aware of.
Nay, I'll never be aware of my own wit till I break my shins against it.
Joe, this shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
And mine, but it grows rather stale.
I pray you, run and question yon man to see if he for gold will give us any food. I have begged almost to death.
Oi! Bugger! Oi! Clown!
Oh, he's not my kinsman.
Who calls?
Your banners, sir!
Elsa, very Richard.
He's okay.
Good evening to you, friend.
To you, Gilston, and 2 years old.
I prithee, shepherd, if that love or money can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here's a young maid with travel much oppressed and begs for supper.
Oh!
I wish for her sake, I know my fortunes were more over or leaving. But I shepherd to another man. I do not shear the fleeces that I graze. My master is a cheerless disposition, and little recks to find the way to heaven by doing deeds of hospitality. Besides, his coat, his flocks, and his bounds of feed are now for sale. And as a sheepcote is now, by reasons of his absence, there is little that you will feed on. But what is come see, and in me voice, most welcome shall you be.
What is he that shall buy this flock and master?
That young swain that you saw but in law, who little cares to buy anything.
I pray you, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, pasture, and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
if you like upon report, the soils, the profit, in this kind of life, then I will give every place to clean the me and ride with your gold, right suddenly.
Under the greenwood tree, loves to lie with me, and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy but bitter and rough weather.
More! More, I prithee, more.
It'll make you melancholy, Mr. J.P.
I thank it. More, I prithee, more. I can suck the melancholy of a song to please the subject. More, I prithee, more.
My voice is ragged, I know I cannot please you.
I do not desire to please thee. I do desire to sing. Come, more, another stanza. Will you on stanza?
What you will, Mr. J.P.
I cannot do the name, say only nothing. Will you sing?
Or at your request and to please myself.
Well then, if I take any man, I'll take thee. And then they call compliment that the compliment to dog days. When a man thinks me hotly, he thinks I've given him a penny. He gives me a penny. Come, sing. And you that will not, hold your tongue.
Well, I'll end the song. Says come along, the Duke of Greenwood is true. He hath been on this day to look you.
And I've been all this day to avoid him. It's too disputable for my company. I think of as many manners as he, but I give heaven thanks and make no boast of come. Warble, come.
Who doth ambition shun, who loves to live in the sun, seeking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall we see no enemy but bitter and rough weather.
Here's a verse that I heard that I made yesterday in spite of my invention.
And I'll sing it.
And thus it goes. If it do come to pass, that any man turn us, leaving his wealth and ease, a stubborn will to please, here shall he see prosperity and
What's that, Duke Darling?
Tis a Greek invocation to call fools into a sermon. I'll go sleep if I can. If I cannot, I'll rail against all the firstborn of Egypt.
I'll go see the Duke. His banquet is prepared.
Master, I can go no further. I die for food. Here lie I down and wish about my grave. Oh, farewell, sweet master.
Why, how now, Adam? No greater heart in thee? Live a little, comfort a little, cheer thyself a little. If this uncouth forest yield anything savage, I will either be food for it, or bring it for food to thee. Thy conceit is nearer death than thy powers. For my sake be comfortable, hold death a while at the arm's end. I will here be with thee presently, and if I bring thee not something to eat, I will give thee leave to die. But if thou diest before I come, thou art a mocker of my labour. Oh, well said! Thou lookst cheerly, and I will be with thee quickly. Yet thou liest in the bleak air. Come, I will bear thee to some shelter, and thou shalt not die for lack of a dinner, if there live anything in this desert. Cheer thee, good Adam.
I think he be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find him like a man.
My lord, he is gone now even hence. He was merry, hearing your song.
If he, compact of jars, grow musical, we shall have shortly discord in the spheres. Go seek him out. Tell him I will speak with him.
What? Saves my labour by his own bridge. Why, how now, monsieur? What a life is this that your poor friends must rue your company? What, you look merry?
A fool. A fool. I met a fool in the forest. As I do live by food, I met a fool who laid him down and passed him in the sun, and railed against Lady Fortune in good terms. In good sad terms, and yet a motley fool. Good moral fool, thought I. Nice, sir, quoth he. Call me not fool, till heaven has sent me fortune. And then he pulls a dial from his flute, and looking on it with lackluster eyes, says very wisely, "It is 10 o'clock. For thus we may see, quoth he, how the world wags. 'Tis but an hour to the start, and after 1 hour more it will be 11. So from hour to hour we write and write, and from hour to hour we rot and rot, and thereby pens a tale." I did hear the motley fool thus moral all the time. My lungs began to crow like chanticleer, that fools should be so deep contemplative, and I dared laugh. Stands intermission, an hour by his dial. Oh, no. A worthy fool. Motley's everywhere.
What fool is this?
A worthy fool. One that had been a courtier. As says that if ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as a remaining biscuit after a voyage, his strange place is crammed with observations, for the which he vents in language form. Oh, that I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have one.
It is my only suit, provided you read your better judgment of all that grows rank in them, that I am wise. I must be given liberty withal, as wide a charter as the wind, to blow on whom I please. For so fools have. And they that are most galled with my folly, they most must laugh. Invest in my motley, give me liberty to speak my mind, and I will, through and through, cleanse the infected body of the foul world. If they will patiently receive my message.
Vile thee! I can tell what thou wouldst do.
What for account will I do but good?
Most mischievous foul sin in chiding sin. For thou thyself hast been a libertine, as sensual as the brutish sting itself, and all the embosomed sores and head evils that thou, with license of free foot, hast caught, wouldst thou disgorge into the general world.
Why, who can cry out of pride that he dare tax any private party? What woman of the city do I name when I say the city woman bears the cost of princes on unworthy shoulders? Who can come in and say that I mean her, when such a one as such as her neighbour? Tell me wherein my tongue is wrong him. If it do him right, it wrong himself. If he be free, why then my tax him like a wild goose flight unclaimed of any hand. But who comes here?
Forbear, and eat no more!
Why, I have ate none yet.
Nor shalt not, till necessity be served.
What kind's in this carpet? Come on.
Art thou thus boldened man by thy distress? Or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seemst so empty?
You touched my vein at first, the thorny point of bare distress hath taken from me the show of smooth civility. Yet am I in the breath, and no son nurtured. But forbear, I say, he dies that touches any of this fruit, till I and my affairs are answered.
And you will not be answered with reason. I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force, more than your force move us to gentleness.
I nearly died for food, and let me have it!
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, pardon me, I pray you. I thought that all things had been savage here, and therefore put I on the countenance of stern commandment. But whoever you are, that in this desert inaccessible, under the shade of melancholy vows, lose and neglect the creeping hours of time. If ever you have looked on better days, if ever been where bells have rolled to church, if ever sat at any good man's feast, if ever from your eyelids wiped a tear and know what 'tis to pity and be pitied, Let gentleness my strong enforcement be. In the which hope I blush and hide my soul.
True is it that we have seen better days, and have with holy bell been knolled to church, and sat at good men's feasts, and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity hath engendered. And therefore sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we have, that to your wanting may be ministered.
Then prepare your food a little whilst like a doe I go to find my fawn and give it food. Oh, there is a poor, old man, who after me hath many a weary step lived in pure love, until he be first sufficed, oppressed with two weak evils, age and hunger. I will not touch a bit.
Go to find him out, and he will nothing waste till you return.
Thank you. And be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest we are not all alone, unhappy. This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play.
All the wells stayed, and all the men and women merely players. They had their exits and their entrances. One man in his time may play many parts. His act in 7 ages. At first in mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, then the whining schoolboy, his satchel, his shining white face, weeping like a snail under the school. Then the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad to his mistress' eyebrow. And then the soldier, with a strange oaths that bearded like the power, jealous in honor, subtle and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubbled reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, the fair round belly and blue capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of full cuts, full of wide swords and mottled instances. So we place him apart. The seaside shifts to lean and slippered pantaloon, spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful hose, well saved, are well too wide for his shrunk shape, and his big manly voice turned again towards childish preference. Or pipes of whispery sound. Last seen of all in this strange eventful history, the second childishness, and near oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything.
Welcome. Sit down your venerable burden and let it be.
I thank you most for him. So have you leave. I scarce can speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome. Fall to. I will not trouble you as yet to question you about your fortunes. Give us some music, and good cousin, sing.
I took this not so keen.
Sir Roland's son, as you have whispered faithfully you were, and as mine eye doth his effigies witness, most truly limbed and living in your face, be truly welcome hither. I am the Duke that loved your father. The residue of your fortune, go to my cave and tell me. Good old man, thou art right welcome as thy master is. Support him by the arm. Give me your hand. And let me all your fortunes understand.
never sawest good manners, and thou never sawest good manners, then thy manners must be wicked. And wickedness is a sin, and sin is damnation. Oh, thou art in a parlous state, shepherd.
Not a whit touchstone. Those that are good manners at the port are as ridiculous in the country as the behaviour of the country is most mockable at the court. You told me you salute not at court, but you kiss your hands? That courtesy is the uncleanly, if courtiers were shepherds.
Instance. Briefly. Instance.
Why, we're still handling our ewes, and their fells, you know, are greasy.
Do not your courtier's hands sweat. Is not the grease of a mutton as wholesome as the sweat of a man? Shallow, shallow! A better instance, I say. Come.
Besides, our hands are hard.
Your legs will be able to shallow again. Come on, another instance.
Oh, and they are often tarred over with the surgery of our sheep. And you would have us kiss tar? The courtier's hands are perfumed with civet.
Oh, my most shallow man. Now, learn of the wives. Prepare. Civet is not the place of birth and time. It is the very uncleanly lumps of a cat. Mindy and shepherd.
You are too caught ill with for me. I'll rest.
What? Are you going to rest? Damn! Shallow man! God, make an incision in thee. Thou art raw.
Sir, I'm a true labourer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear. Owe no man hate, envy no man's happiness. Glad of other men's good, content in me harm, and the greatest of me prides is to see me ewes graze and me lambs suck.
Another simple sin in you. To bring the ewes and the rams together to what we get your living out of the copulation of cattle. To be a board to a bellwether, and to betray a she-lamb of a 12-month to a crooked, painted, old, cuckedly old ram, out of all reasonable match. If thou beest not damned this, the devil himself will have no shepherds. I cannot see else how thou shouldst escape.
Here comes young Master Ganymede, and your mistress's brother.
From the east to west to east, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind, through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fair as mine, thou art black to Rosalind. Mine. Let no face be kept in mind, but the fair of Rosaline.
I will ride you so 8 years together. Dinners, suppers, and sleeping hours accepted. For a taste. If a heart will make a hide, let him seek out Rosaline. If the cat will laugh the kite, so we shall the Rosaline. Oh, winter garments must be light, so must slender Rosaline. They that ring must sheep and bind, then to cut the Rosaline. Sweetest nut of sourest ride, such a nut as Rosaline. He, the sweetest rose will find, must find love's prick and Rosaline. This is the very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool! I found him on a tree.
Truly, the tree yields bad fruit.
I'll graft it with you, and then I will graft it with a medlar. Then it will be the earliest fruit in the country, but you'll be rotten and we are right, and that's the right version of the medlar. with all, and never cried, "Have patience, good people."
How now? Oh. Backwards. Go up a little. Or go with him, Cyril.
Come to her, let us make a honourable drink.
No, not with bad today, get the stupid spinach.
yet for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
Oh, God be with you. Let's meet as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
And I pray you, mark no more tricks of writing love songs in their mouth.
I pray you, mark no more of my verses, reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your last name?
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What statue shall?
Just as high as my heart.
You are full of pretty answers. Have you not been acquainted with Goldsmith's fire and convent out of rings?
Not so, but I answer you right painted cloth, from whence you have studied your questions.
You have an nimble wrist. I think it was made of Atalanta's heel.
Well,
Shall we sit together and we two will rail against our mistress the world in all our misery?
I will chide no breather in the world but myself, against whom I know most faults.
Your greatest fault is to be in love.
'Tis a fault I will not change for your greatest virtue. I am weary of you.
But I thought I was seeking a fool when I found you.
He is drowned in the brook. Look but in, and you shall see him.
And there I shall see my own figure.
Which I take either to be a fool or a cipher.
I shall tarry no longer with you. So long now, signor.
I am glad of your departure. Adieu, Monsieur Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lantern under that habit, play the knave with him.
Do you hear, Forrester?
Very well, what would you?
I pray you, what is the clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest. Else, sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as the clock.
And why not the swift foot of time? Had not that been as proper?
By no means, sir. Time travels in diverse paces with diverse persons. I'll tell you who time ambles withal, who time trots withal, who time gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
My prithee, who doth he trot?
Marry, he trots hard with a young maid, between the contract of her marriage and the day it is solemnized. If the interim be but a sennight, time's pace goes so hard that it seems the length of 7 years.
Who ambles time withal?
With a priest that lacks such and a rich man that hath not the gout. For the one sleeps easily because he cannot study, and the other lives merrily because he feels no pain. These time amble
Who doth he gallop for?
with a feet to the gallows, for though he go as softly as foot can fall, he thinks himself to preserve there.
Who stays him still withal?
With lawyers in the vacation, but they sleep between term and term, and
Then they perceive not how time moves. Where dwell you, pretty youth?
with the shepherdess, my sister. Here in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Well, are you native of this place?
As the cody that you sees well where she is kindled,
Your accent is something finer than you can purchase in so removed and well.
I have been told so of many. But indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man, one that knew courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God I am not a woman, to be touched with so many giddy offences as he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
But can you remember any of the principal evils that he laid to the charge of women?
There were none principal. They were all one like another as halfpence are. Every one fault seeming monstrous till his fellow fault came to match it.
I prithee, recount some of them.
No, I will not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There is a man haunts the forest, abuses our young plants with carving,
if I could make that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
Well, I am he that is so love-shaped. Well, I prithee, tell me your remedy.
There is none of my uncle's marks upon you, and he taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I'm sure you were not prisoner.
Well, what were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not, a blue eye, and something which you have not, an unquestionable spirit, which you have not, a beard neglected, which you have not, but I can't keep with that, simply your having a beard is a younger brother's revenue. But then, should your hose be ungartered, your bonnet unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation, but you are no such man. You are rather point device in your accoutrements, as loving yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it. You may soon make her that you love believe it, which I warrant she is apter to do than to confess she does. This is one of the points in which women still give the lie to their consciences. But, in good sooth, are you he that hangs the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, youth, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he, that unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhyme speaks?
But neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness. And I tell you, deserves as well a dark house and a whip as madmen do. And the reason why they are not so punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are in love too. Yet, I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any self?
Yes? One. And it is that. He was to imagine me his love, his mistress, and I set him every day to woo me. At which time would I, being but a foolish youth, greed, be effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, fantastical, apish, shallow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, but every passion something, ever no passion truly anything, as boys and women are, for the most part, cattle of this colour, would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then persuade him, would now weep for him, then spit at him, that I drave my suitor from his mad humour of love to a living humour of madness, which was to persuade the full stream of the world and to live in a nook merely monastic. And thus I cured him. And this way shall I take upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there shall not be one spot of love in it.
I would not be cured.
I would cure you, if you would but call me Rosalind, and come every day to my coat, and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will. But tell me where it is. Oh, right.
Go with me to it, and I'll show it to you. And by the way, you shall tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Okay, you must call me Rosalind. Come, sister, shall we go?
she'll inhabit Western Job in a thatched house.
When a man's verses, well, they cannot be understood, nor his good wit, seconded by the forward child. Understanding, it strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room. Truly, I would have gone to make it poetic.
Well, I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest in deed and word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly. Truest poetry is the most able. And lovers are giving poetry, and what they swear in poetry, but be said as love they be faith.
So do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
I do truly. Thou swearest to me, thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I would have some poet that thou didst fail.
Would you not have me honest?
No, true. At the best thou would hide favour, for honesty coupled to beauty would have honey a sauce to sugar.
Oh, a material bull.
I'm not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly, to cast away honesty from a foul slut, that would have put good meat into an unclean dish.
I'm not a slut, though I thank the gods I am.
Praise God for thy powers. Sluttishness may come hereafter, but be it as it may be. I will marry thee. And to that end, I've been Sir Oliver Vertex, the vicar of the next village, who has promised to meet me at this place of the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Well, the gods give us joy.
Amen. Man may, if he were of a fearful heart, stagger in this attempt. For here we have no temple but the wood, no assembly but horned beasts. But what thou courage! As horns are only ears, they are necessary. It is said that many a man knows no end of his goods, right? Many a man has good horns, knows no end of them. Well, that would be the dowry of his wife, with none of his own getting. Horns. Even so. Poor men alone? No. Noblest deer have as huge as the rascal. Is the single man therefore more blessed? No. As a walled town is more worthier than a village, so is the forehead of a married man more honourable than the bare brow of a bachelor. And by how much defence is better than no skill? By so much is a horn more precious than the one. Ah! Here comes Sir Oliver! Sir Oliver, my text. You are very well met. Ah! Will you dispatch us here under this tree? Or, shall we go into your chapel?
Is there enough here for you to give the woman?
I'll not take her own gift of any man.
Surely she must be given, or the marriage isn't long. Oh, proceed! Proceed! I'll give her.
Good evening, good night, sir, what you call it. How do you, sir? I am very glad to see you. God ill due for your last company. Very glad to see you. Even a toy in hand here, sir.
Will you be married one day?
As the ox had his bow, sir, the horse's curb, and the falcon her bellows, so all have their desires, and as pigeons bell, so wet flock will be nibbling.
And will you, being a person of your breed to be married under a bush like a beggar. Get you to church, and a good priest that can tell you what marriage is. It's very well but joining when they're joining together wainscot. And then one of you will prove a short timber and like green wood walk. Whoa.
You know, the opinion of now, he's not likely to marry me well. Not being well married, that would be a good excuse for me hereafter to leave my wife.
Come with me and let me counsel thee.
Come, Audrey! Audrey! Audrey, we must be married or we will live in Audrey! Farewell, good Sir Oliver. Night. Hey, brave Sir Oliver, sweet Sir Oliver. I'm not to marry with thee.
Tis no matter. And you're a fantastical neighbour-in-law without me out of my tree forward.
Never talk to me, I will quit.
Do, I agree. But have you the grace to consider that tears do not become a man?
But have I not cause to wit?
As good cause as one would desire.
This very week, hair is often an assembly cup.
Something browner than Judas is married and kisses of Judas's own children.
His hair is a good colour.
An excellent colour, your chestnut was ever the only colour.
And his kissing is as full of sanctity as the touch of holy bread.
He had bought a pair of cast lips of Diana, a nun of Windsor sisterhood kisses not more religious to breathe. But her eyes of chastity in them.
Why would he say he would come this morning and he comes not?
Nay, there certainly is no truth in him.
You think so?
Yes. I think he's not a pig purse nor a horse stealer, but as for his verity love, I do find him as concave as a covered goblet or a worm-eaten nut.
Not true in love.
Yes, when he is in, but I think he's not in.
You heard him swear downright that he was.
Was is not in. Besides, the oath of a lover is no stronger than the words of a tapster, both of the confirmer of false revenue. He attends here in the forest, on the Duke, your father.
I met the Duke yesterday and had much question with him. He asked me of what heritage I was. I told him I was good as he, so he laughed and let me go. But what talk we of fathers when there is such a man as Orlando?
Oh, that's a brave man! He speaks brave words, writes brave oaths, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. But all's brave. The youth mounts his bodyguard.
Mistress and master, you ought to be quiet after the shepherd who complained of love, that you saw sitting by me on the turf, praising that proud and stable shepherdess that was his mistress.
Well, and what of him?
If you will see a pageant truly played between the pale complexion of true love and the red gold sword and proud disdain, go hence a little, and I shall conduct you, if you will mark it.
Oh, come, let us remove.
I would not have seen you, noted love.
Bring us to this side, and you shall say I'll prove a busy actor in their play.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. The common executioner, whose heart at accustomed sight of death makes hard, falls not the axe upon the humble neck, but first begs pardon. Will you sterner be, then he that dies and lives by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, but I would not injure thee.
Thou tells me there is murder in my mind.
Oh, 'tis pretty sure, and very probable that I, the frailest and softest of things, who shut their town gates on attributes, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now, I do frown on thee with all my heart, and if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee!
have no beauty. It's by my faith I see no more in you than without candle may go dark to bed. Must you be therefore proud and piteous? Why do you look upon me? I see no more in you than in the ordinary native sailor. Oh, I think she means to tackle my eyes too. No, faith. Proud mistress, hope not after it. 'Tis not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your bugle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can attain my spirit to your worship. And you foolish shepherd! Wherefore do you follow her like foggy south puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a properer man than she a woman. But 'tis such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favoured children. 'Tis not her love, but you that flatters her, and out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments can show her. But mistress, know yourself. Down here. Yes! Thank heaven! Fasting! For a good man's love! But I must tell you, trade it in your ear. Sell when you can. You are not for all markets. Cry the man mercy, love him, take his offer. Foul as most foul, being foul to your scoffer. No. Take her, little shepherd. Very well.
Oh, sweet youth, I pray you chide a year together. I'd rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. Now, if this be true, as far as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why look you so on me?
No ill will, I beg you.
I pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not. If you will know my house, it is a tough of here hard by. Oh, where will you go, sister? Shepherd, ply her harder. Come, sister, shepherdess, look on him better, and be not proud. Though all the world could see, none could be so abused inside as he. Come to our book.
Oh, dead shepherd, now I find what I saw of might. Whoever loved that loved not at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe!
What sayest thou, Sylvius?
Sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I am sorry for thee, gentle Sylvius.
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be. If you do sorrow at my grief and love, by giving love your sorrow at my grief are both exterminate.
Thou hast my love. Is that not neighbourly? Why, that was covetousness. Sylvius, the time was I hated thee, and yet it is not that I bear thee love, but since thou canst talk of love so well, thy company, which first was irksome to me, I will endure, and I will employ thee too. But do not look for further recompense than thine own gladness that thou art employed.
So holy and so perfect is my love, and I am such a puppy of grace, that I shall think it a most plenteous crop to glean the broken years after the main harvest reaps. Loose now and then a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
Knowest thou the youth that spoke to me a while?
Not very well, but I've met him oft, and he hath bought the cottage and the bounds, the old college, once was master of.
Think not I love him, though I ask it. 'Tis but a peevish boy. Yet he talks well. But what care I for words? Yet words do well, but he that speaks and pleases those that hear. Oh, it is a pretty youth. Not very pretty, I am sure he's proud. And yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion, and faster than his tongue did make offence, his eyes did heal it ears he's tall, his leg is but so, and yet 'tis well. Oh, there was a pretty redness in his lip, a little riper and more lusty red than that mixed in his cheek. Oh, 'twas just the difference betwixt the constant red and mingled damask. There be some women, yes, had they not been parcels to the ivy, or would have gone near to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not, and yet I have more cause to hate him than to love him. For what had he to do to chide at me? He said my eyes were black and my hair black, and now that I remember, it scorned at me. I marvel why I answered not again. But that's all one. Admittance is no credence. I'll write to him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it. Wilt thou, Sylvia?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write it straight. The man is in my head and in my heart. I will be bitter with him and passing short. Go with me. Sylvia?
Hi, pretty youth. Have you been recruited to be?
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
So I do not regret the laughing.
Those that are in the extremity of either are abominable fellows, and betray themselves to every modern censure worse than drunkards.
Why, it's good to be sad and say nothing.
Why, that is good to be a post.
I have neither the scolding melancholy, which is stimulating, nor the musician, fantastic, nor the audience, proud, nor the soul, which is ambitious, nor the lawyers, which is politics, nor the ladies, which is lust, nor the lovers, which is all these. But it is a melancholy of mine own, extracted from many simples compounded of many objects, and it is the sundry contemplation of my travels, of which my often rumination wraps me in the most humorous sadness.
Traveller, by my faith, you have great reason to be sad. I fear you have sold your own lands to see other men. Then to have seen much and to have nothing is to have rich eyes and poor hands.
Yes, I have gained my experience.
And your experience makes you sad. I'd rather have a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad and to travel for it too.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Then God be with you. And you talking blank verse.
Farewell, Monsieur Cavalier. And look you lisp and wear strange suits. Disable all the benefits of your own country, be out of love with your nativity, and almost chide God for making you that countenance that you are. For I will scarce think you have swam in a gondola. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while?
Oh, well,
You, alone, and you serve such another trick. Never come in my sight more.
my fair Rosalind, I came within an hour of my promise.
Great hours promised in love. He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts and break it apart 1,000 parts from a minute in the affairs of love.
Well, you see,
Maybe benefited if you had touched him on the shoulder.
No, I just- Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Stay. And if you be so tiny, come no more in my sight.
What? No,
I
I-
can at least be wooed of a snail.
Of a snail?
I am a snail.
Oh.
But though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointure, I think, than you make. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
What's that?
Why, horns, which such as you are fain to be beholden to your wife's horn. But he comes armed with his fortune and prevents the slander of his wife.
Virtue is no hornmaker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
It pleases him to call you so, but he has a Rosalind of a better Leah than you.
Come, woo me. For now I am in a holiday humour and like enough to consent. What would you say to me now, and I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
puts you to entreaty, and there begins new matter.
Well, who could be out of me before his beloved mistress?
Married, so should you if I were your mistress, or I should think my honesty ranked within my wit.
What of my suit?
Not out of your apparel, and yet out of your suit. Am not I your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, because I would be talking of her.
Well, in her person, I say I will not have you.
Well, then in mine own person, I die!
No, wait, die my attorney. The poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and in all this time there was not any man died in his own person, legally set in a love.
Troilus.
Had his brain dashed out with a Grecian club. Yet he did what he could to die for, and he is one of the packs of love.
Well, Leander.
He would have lived many a fair year, though hero had turned none. If it had not been for a hot midsummer night fought with you, he went to forth to wash him in the Hellespont, and he hated by the crowd was dragged. And the foolish chronicles of that age found that it was Hero of Cestus. But these are all lies. Men have died from time to time. Words have eaten them. But not for love.
I would not have my right Rosalind in this mind, for I do protest her frown might kill me.
But by this hand it will not kill a fly. But come, now I will be your Rosalind in a more coming on disposition, and ask me what you will, I will grant it.
Then, love me, Rosalind!
Yes, this will I, Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And wouldst thou have me?
I and 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then, can one desire too much of a good thing? Hey, come, sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando. What say you, sister?
Agree thee, marry us.
Cannot say the words.
You must begin. Will you, Orlando,
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife Miss Rosalind?
I will.
private when?
Well, why now? It's past that she can marry us.
Well, then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I excuse that?
Mary here to say she came to see you there. You will never take her without an answer unless you take her without her tongue. That woman that cannot make her fall to her husband's occasion, let her never knows her own charm herself, or she will breathe like a fool.
Within these 2 hours, Rosalind, I will leave thee.
Alas, dear love, I cannot let thee 2 hours.
Now, I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will be with thee again.
Aye, go thy ways, go thy ways. I knew what you would prove. My friends told me
my errand is to you, babe. My gentle Phoebe did bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but that I guess by the stern brow and wash this action, which she did use as she was writing of it, it bears an angle. Pardon me as I am not as a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself will startle of this letter and play the swagger. There it is. They're all. She says, I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not love me were a man as rare as Phoenix. Odds my will, her love is not the thing that comes to hunt. Why writes she so to me? Well, shepherd, well, this is a letter of your own device.
No, I do protest. I am not the content Phoebe did write it.
Come, you are a fool and turned into the extremity of love. I saw her hand. She has a leather hand, a freestone-coloured hand. I verily did think that her old gloves were on the blue. It was her hands. She has a housewife's hand, but that's no matter. I say she never did invent this letter. This is a man's invention and his hand.
Sure, it is hers.
Like an boisterous and a cruel style challenges. Why, she divides me like church to Christian. Women's gentle brains cannot drop forth such giant rude inventions, such idiot words fluttering in their affection in their countenance. Would you hear the letter?
So please you, for I haven't heard it yet. Yet, heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
She Phoebe's me. Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou born to shepherd's turn, that the maiden's heart hath burned? Woman brave love.
Call you this railing?
Why? Thy forte laid apart, forced thou with a woman's heart into an fear such railing. Whilst the eye of man did woo me, that could do no vengeance to me, beast. If the scorn of your bright eye have power to raise such love in mine, alas in me what strange effect would they work in my own aspect? Whilst you chid me, I did love, how then might your dread move? He that brings this love to thee, little knows this love in me. And by him, seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me, and all that I can make. Or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die.
You call you this shining?
He deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? Want to make me an instrument and play cold strains upon thee? Not to be assured. Well, go your way, for I see love hath made me a cake and say this to her, that if she loved me, I charge her to love thee. If she will not, I will never love her unless thou entreat her. But if you be a true lover, hence, no word more, but here comes more company.
Good morrow, fair ones. Pray you, if you know, where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheepcote fenced about with olive trees.
Oh, west of this place, down by the neighbour bottom, the rank of Oseas by the murmuring stream, left on the right hand place brings you to the place, but at this hour, the house doth keep itself. There's none within.
No, that if an eye may drop of thy tongue, then I should know you by inscriptions, such garments and such ears. The boy is fair, for female favour, and bestows himself like a ripe sister. Check. The woman low and browner than her brother. Tell me, are you not the owner of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boasting us to say we are.
Well, Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to the youth he calls his Rosalind, Some of my shame if you will know me, what man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
Oh, I pray you, tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from me, he left a promise to return again within an hour, and pacing through the forest, chewing the food of sweet and bitter fancy, lo and befell, he threw his eye aside and marked what object had presented itself under an old oak, whose boughs were mossed with age, and high-top bald with dry antiquity, a wretched, raggedy man, overgrown with hair, sleeping on his back, and about his neck a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself. With her head nimble in threads did approach the opening of his mouth, but suddenly, seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and with deadly cries it slid away into a bush, but under which bush's shade a lioness, with others all drawn dry, they counted, head on ground with cat-like watch, when that the sleeping man should stir. But 'tis the royal disposition of that beast to pray to nothing that does seem so dead. This scene, Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard him speak of that same brother, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
Well, he might so do. For well I know he was unnatural.
But to Orlando, did he leave him here, food to such an hungry lion?
Twice did he turn his back, and purpose so. But kindness, nobler ever than revenge, and nature, stronger than his justifications, made him give battle to the lioness. Who footly fell before him and went hurtling from miserable slumber. I await.
Oh, are you his brother?
Was you he rescued?
Was it you that did so often try to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes me the thing I am.
But for the bloody napkin!
By and by, from when the first and last betwixt us two, tears our accountant had most kindly bathed us, how I came to that desert place. In brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who led me instantly unto his cave. There stripped himself, but here, upon his arm, the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled. And now he fainted, and cried in fainting upon Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him, bound up his wounds, and after some small space, being strong and hard, he sent me here. Stranger as I am to tell this story, that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this napkin, die in his blood unto the shepherd youth, that he in his sport doth call his Rosalind.
Cousin, gather me! Oh, how?
Many will swoon when they do look on blood.
Oh, there is more in it. Cousin, gather me.
No, look, here it comes.
Come, we'll lead you hither. Take him by the arm.
Come you, be of good cheer. You a man. You like a man's heart.
I do so, I confess it. Sarah! A body would think this was well counterfeited. I pray you tell your brother how well I counterfeited. Hey-oh!
explain to you.
I know who it is, but he has no interest of me in the world. Here comes the man you mean.
Oh!
It is meat and drink for me to see a clown.
Bite my throat! We that have good wits have much to answer for. We shall be flouting. We cannot hold.
Good evening, Audrey.
Well, good even, William.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, gentle Frank. Oh, cover my head. Cover my head. Good evening, Helen. How old are you, Fred?
I am 20.
Oh,
Sir.
hey, right age. Is my name William?
William, sir.
Fair name. Was born in the forest here.
Aye, sir, thank God.
Thank God! Good answer. Rich?
Thank sir. So.
So good. So. Very good. Very excellent good. Oh, but yeah, it's not. It is but so. Are thou wise?
Aye, sir, I have a pretty wit.
Thou sayest well. I do now remember saying, the fool does think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. You do love this maid?
I do, sir.
Give me a hand! Are you learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. The hat is the hat. It's a figure in rhetoric. Then drink, be poured out of a cup into a glass by filling the one, not into the other. Now, all your writers, they consent that Ipsy is he. Now, you're not Ipsy. For I and he.
Which he, sir?
He, sir, that is to marry this woman. Therefore, you clown, abandon, which is in the vulgar lady, the society which is in the boorish company, or this woman which is in the common female, or which together is abandon the society of this woman or clown? Thou perishest, or to thy better understanding, thou diest. Or, to wit, I kill thee, I make thee away, translate thy life to death, and give thee to bondage. I will deal poison with thee, bastardo, or steal. Therefore, tremble and depart.
Do, good William.
Congrats to you, Mary. Sir?
Now, mistress and master seek you.
Oh.
Come, away.
Come on, you come. I intend.
It's possible that on so little acquaintance you should like her, that but seeing you should love her, and loving woo, and wooing she should grant. And will you preserve to enjoy her?
Neither call the giddiness of it in question, the poverty of her, our small acquaintance, my sudden wooing, nor her sudden consenting, but say with me, I love Aliena. Say with her that she loves me. So consent with both that we may enjoy each other. It shall be to your good. For all my father's house and the revenue that was also Roland's will I estate upon you and live here and die the shepherd.
You have my consent! Should have let your wedding be tomorrow.
Yes.
And then will I invite the Duke and all his contented followers. Oh, now go you and prepare, Eileen, for look you, here comes my crossing.
God save you, brother.
Oh, and you, fair sister.
Oh, my dear Orlando. How it grieves me to see thee wear
my arm.
I thought my heart had been wounded with the claws of a lion.
Wounded it is, but isolated.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited the swoon when he showed me your handkerchief?
And greater wonders than that.
I know where you are. Nay, it's true. There was never anything so sudden, but the fight of two GRADS, and season's most methodical GRAD, I came, saw, and overcame. So your brother and my sister no sooner met, but they looked. No sooner looked, but they loved. No sooner loved, but they sighed. No sooner sighed, but they asked one another the reason. No sooner knew the reason, but they sought the remedy. And in these degrees have they made a pair of stairs to marriage, that they will climb incontinent, or else be incontinent before marriage. They are in the very wrath of love, and they will together. Clubs cannot part.
Well, they shall be married tomorrow. I would bid the Duke to the nuptial, but oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. By so much the more shall I tomorrow be at the height of heart heaviness, by how much I shall think my brother happy in having what he wishes for.
Why then, tomorrow, I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind.
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you then no longer with idle talking. Know of me then, for now I speak to some purpose, that I know you are a gentleman of good conceit. I speak not this that you should bear a good opinion of my knowledge, insomuch I say I know you are. And neither do I labour for a greater esteem than may in some little measure draw a belief from you to do yourself good and not to praise me. Believe then, if you please, that I can do strange things. I have, since I was 3-year-old, conversed with a magician. One goes around when he was on, and yet not down. If you do love Rosalind so near the heart, and your gesture cries out, when your brother married Aliena, shall you marry her? I know into what straits of fortune she is driven, and it is not impossible to me, if it appear not inconvenient to you, to set her before you tomorrow, human as she is, and without any danger.
Speaks thou in sober meanings?
By my life I do, which I tender dearly. And though I say I am a magician. Therefore, put you in your best array, fit your friends. For if you will be married tomorrow, you shall. And to Rosalind, if you will. Here comes a lover of mine. I'm a lover of hers.
You have done me much ungentleness to show the letter that I read to you.
I cannot do my hand. It is my son who seems spiteful and ungentle to you. You are there followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him, love him, he worships you.
Good shepherd, tell the Duke what is to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I... No woman.
It is to be all made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be all made of fantasy, all made of passion, and all made of wishes, all adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience and impatience, all purity, all trial, and all observance. And so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
So am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
If this be so, why blame you me to
love you.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Why do you speak to? Why blame you me to love you?
But to her that is not here, nor doth not hear.
Pray no more of this. 'Tis like a howl of Irish horse against the moon. I will help you if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow, meet me all together. I will marry you if I ever marry woman, and I'll be married tomorrow. I will satisfy you if I ever satisfy man, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will content you if what pleases you contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. So fare you well. I have left you commands.
I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I! Tomorrow's a joyful day. Tomorrow, we will be married.
I do desire it with all my heart. And I have no dishonest desire to be a woman of the world. Come to the British Duke's pages.
Well met, honest gentlemen.
By my troth, well met. Sit. As a song.
We of the you, sir, sit in the middle. Shall we clap into it roundly without honking or spitting or saying that we are hoarse, which are the only prologues to a bad voice? Faith, and both in tune like two gypsies on a horse.
It was a lover and his lass, with a hay me, Thea.
No, I don't know if I love anyone.
Patience once more while that compact is urged. You say, if I bring in your Rosalind, you will bestow her on Orlando here.
That would I, and I kingdoms to give with her.
And you say you will have her when I bring her.
That would I, were I of all kingdoms king.
You say you will marry me if I am willing.
That will I. Should I die the hour after?
But if you do refuse to marry me, you will give yourself to this most faithful shepherd.
So is the bargain.
You say you'll marry Phoebe if she will.
Though to have her and death were one thing.
I have promised to make all this matter even. Keep you your word, O Duke, to give your daughter. You yours, Orlando, to receive his daughter. Keep you your word, Phoebe, that you'll marry me, or else refusing me to win this shepherd. Keep your word, Sylvia, that you'll marry her if she refuse me. And from hence I go to make these doubts all even.
I do remember in the shepherd boy some lively touches of my daughter's favour.
But my lord, the very first time that I saw him, methought he was a brother to your daughter. But my lord, this boy is forest born, and hath been tutored in the rudiments of many desperate studies by his uncle, whom he reports to be a great magician, obscured in the circles of this forest.
Now, there is shot another flood towards, and these couples are coming to the ark. Here comes a pair of very strange beasts, which in all tongues are called fools.
Salutations and greetings to you all.
Good, my lord, bid this fellow welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman I so often met in the forest. He'd been a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubt that, let him put me to my purgation. I have trodden measure. I have flattered a lady. I've been politic with my friend. I've been smooth with my enemy. I've undone 3 tailors. I've had 4 quarrels, and likely to have fought 1.
And how was that taken up?
They met down the quarrel was upon the 7th course.
Good, my lord, like this fellow.
I like you very well.
Your elder, sir, I desire you and the like. I press in here, sir, amongst the rest of the country cooperatives, to swear and forswear according as marriage binds and blood breaks. A poor virgin, sir, an ill-favoured thing, but mine own. A poor finger of mine, sir, to take that no man else will. Rich honesty, it dwells like a miser, sir, in a poor house. As your pearl in your foul oyster.
By my faith, he is very swift and sententious.
But for the 7th course, how did you find the quarrel on the 7th course?
Upon a lie 7 times removed. Bear your body more seedy, your dream. As thus, sir, I dislike the cut of a certain courtier's beard. Now, he sent me word that if I said his beard was not cut well, he was in the mind that it was. This is called retort coils. If again, I said in word that his beard was not cut well, he would say, well, cut it to please myself. Quick, modest. If again, it was not like that, he is saying it was right judgment. This is called the replay turnish. If again, it was not well cut, he would say, well, I spake not true. Reproof none. If again it was not well cut, he would say I lied. Capture quarrelsome. Then to the lie circumstantial and the lie direct.
And how often you say his beard was not well cut?
Well, I durst go no further than the lie circumstantial, and he durst go no further than the lie direct. So we cross swords, we part.
Can you nominate, in order now, the degrees of the lie?
Oh, with modest. Third, great quite churlish. Fourth, recruit gallant. Fifth, captain Rawson. The lie of circumstance and the lie direction. Now, all of these you may avoid, like the lie direct, and you may avoid them too, with an if. I knew when 7 justices could not take up a quarrel, but when the parties were met themselves, one of them thought but of an if, as, well, you said so, I said so, and they shook hands, swore comrades. It was the only peacemaker. Much virtue in him.
Isn't not this a rare fellow, my lord? He's as good at anything, and yet a fool.
He uses his body like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his wit.
Then is there mirth in heaven, when earthly things may even atone together. Good Duke, receive thy daughter. Hymen from heaven brought her, yea, brought her hither, that thou mightst join her hand in his, whose heart within his bosom is.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. To you I give myself, for I am yours.
If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then, my love adieu. I'll have no father if you be not he. I'll have no husband if you be not he. Nor ne'er wed woman if you be not she.
Peace hold, I bar confusion. 'Tis I must make conclusion of these most strange events. Here's 8 that must take hands to join in Hymen's bands, if truth hold true contents. You and you, no cross shall part. You and you are heart in heart. You to his love must accord, or have a woman to your lord. You and you are sure together, as the winter to foul weather. Fowls are wedlock hymn we sing. Feed yourselves with questioning, that reason wonder may diminish. How thus we met, and these things finish.
Wedding is great Juno's crown, O blessed bond of board bed. 'Tis Hymen peoples every town, high wedlock then be honored. Honor, high honor and renown to Hymen, Lord of every town.
Oh, my dear niece, welcome thou art to me. Even daughter, welcome in no less degree.
I will not keep my word. Now thou art mine. Thy faith my fancy to thee doth confine.
Grant me audience for a word or two. I am the second son of old Sir Roland, who brings these tidings to this fair assembly. Duke Frederick, hearing how every day men of great worth would resort to this forest, amass a mighty power, which was on foot by his own conduct to purposely bring his brother here and put him to the sword. So came he to the skirts of this wild wood where, upon meeting with an old religious man, he was converted from both his enterprise and from the world. He bequeathed his crown to his banished brother and restored to him all his lands and titles that were with in exile. This to be true, my life, I do engage it.
Welcome, young man. Thou offerest fairly to thy brother's wedding. To one his lands withheld, and to the other a land itself at large, a potent dukedom. First, in this forest, let us do those ends that were here well begun and well begot, and after, every of this happy number that have endured shrewd days and nights with us shall share the good of our returned fortune, according to measure of their states. Meantime, forget this new form of dignity, and fall into our rustic revelry. And you brides and bridegrooms all, with measure heap to joy to the measures fall.
Sir, by your patience, if I heard rightly, the Duke has put on a religious life to throw into neglect the pompous courts?
Yeah.
To him will I. Out of these convertites there is much matter to be heard and learned. You to your former honour, I bequeath. Your patience and your virtue justly deserves it. You to a love your true faith doth merit. You to your land, your love, and your great lives. You to a long and well-deserved bed. And you blame me for your loving boys 2 months before. So each to your pleasures, I am for other than the dancing measures.
Say, then, please. Say.
See no pastime, I. What you would have, I will state here at your abandoned page.
Proceed. Proceed, we'll begin these rites. As we do trust they'll end in true delights.
It was a lover and his lass, with a hay and a hoe and a hay, now we know that all the greenhorn fields did pass in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey ding and ding ding, love the spring.
It is not the fashion to see the lady the epilogue, but it is no more unhandsome than to see the lord the prologue. But if it be true that a good wine needs no bush, 'tis true that a good play needs no epilogue. Yet to good wines they do use good bushes, and good plays prove better with the help of good epilogues. What a case am I in then, that am neither a good epilogue, nor cannot insinuate with you in the behalf of a good play? I am not furnished like a neighbour, therefore to beg will not become me. My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, Owen, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, Owen, for the love you bear to women, for I see by your simpering none of you hates them, that between you and the women